Design concept is quite different from the issue of identity components mentioned in the previous video. Let's talk about it. Among all the different logos of corporate identities that you have ever seen, there are only 4 basic concepts. They are corporate activity, corporate ideals, corporate name, and abstract. Corporate activity. These identities show something about the product or the activity of the company. Purolator takes your stuff down the road. Westinghouse makes electronic products which have printed circuits. Do It Best shows a hammer representing all sorts of building projects. Corporate activity is shown in all of these logos. They show what the company makes or does. Top row only. The logo for Yellow Pages shows fingers walking, which is what customers do with them. Lufthansa Airlines flies. Ducks Unlimited protects hatchling ducks and their environment. Cable TV is self-evident. The Arthur Ashe Stadium covers attendees. Allied Van Lines takes your stuff down the road. Burger King has burgers between buns. All of these logos show something about what these companies do, make, or provide to their customers. Corporate activity monograms. Monograms show the corporate activity visualized while being combined with the appropriate letter form, which is almost always the first initials of the functional name. Word marks with the corporate activity concept. If you look at each one, the particular activity of each entity becomes apparent. Duncan makes donuts. See the instrument bells on the Canadian brass word mark. The letters of the Hardwood Center look like planks of flooring. 2-letter L's look like a can of Kelly paint. We see clouds at the bottom of the Skybus word mark. We see chemistry beakers in the letters A of the Eastman word mark. When developing new identity concepts, think of ways to visualize what the company does. Make a list of what the company does, what they make, what they provide to their customers. See how these ideas might be drawn as a word mark, as a monogram, or as a logo. Look at the company's functional name and see what opportunities might happen with particular letters in that word or words. Here, different fonts will allow different possibilities, but avoid fonts that sacrifice clarity for decorative, stylistic, or trendy elements. They will become dated most quickly. If you don't consider how each concept could be incorporated into each of these 3 components, many good possibilities will be left unexplored. This is only one of the 4 conceptual approaches to a corporate identity. There are 3 more to follow. Corporate ideals is the second of the 4 identity concepts. Instead of showing what a company does, as with corporate activity concepts, these identities visualize something about the qualities or ideal to which the company aspires. There are many ideas to which a company could aspire. These can be ideals such as superiority, strength, speed, or accuracy. The important thing to remember is that these ideals may not be obvious to the public when viewing the logo, but can act subliminally. People don't have to say, "Gee, that makes me think of protection and someone taking care of me." But a logo that has a band around something may communicate that on an unconscious level. Occasionally, a double entendre will occur with an identity communicating more than one thing. Those times are serendipitous, but trying to force together multiple concepts can ruin an identity. Doing one thing well is always better than doing 2 things poorly. Corporate ideals logos, first row only. Merrill Lynch Stockbrokers logo is a stylized bull. A bull market is where everyone makes money. Harris Bank uses a lion, king of the jungle, for superiority and leadership. The Prudential Insurance logo is the Rock of Gibraltar, a symbol of permanence. Their company slogan is, "As steady as the Rock of Gibraltar." Nike helps you get into motion. By using the symbol of peace and good fortune flipped backwards, the Nazi Party successfully instilled fear. The rose logo of American greeting cards communicates love. NBC celebrates its transition into color broadcasting. The Girl Scouts logo celebrates the association between girls and grown women. Look at other ideals shown here: love and care, a man's home as his castle, fertility, cooperation, showing protection, speed, peace, royalty, superiority. There are all sorts of ideals to choose from. Corporate ideals monograms. A shield can communicate strength or protection. Arrows can show action. Slanting letters can demonstrate speed. Can you see the skinny B inside the fat B of the Body Beautiful identity? Other ideals are movement, tranquility, friendship, healings, new beginnings. Corporate ideals word marks. Round edges can convey safe for children. Odd shapes can say fun. Straight horizontal lines can show motion. When determining ideals, the ideals exercise we will talk about in an upcoming video, knowing your client, will be particularly useful. The third kind of identity concept is corporate name. Corporate name identities do not show either corporate activity or ideals, but the name of the company itself. This approach will only work with certain corporate names. Wendy's hamburger restaurants do not serve burgers made from little girls, nor does a little girl represent a particular ideal for the company. Instead, the Wendy's logo represents the company's namesake, the daughter, company's founder, Dave Thomas. Petroleum does not come from decomposed seashells, but Shell Oil's logo is a shell representing its name. The corporate logo of Apple, the largest technology company in the world, is an apple, which has nothing to do with either computers or an ideal. John Deere farm machinery and Whirlpool appliances both use identities visualizing the corporate name directly. Of course, the very shapes of these designs must also be harmonious with the corporate ideals and goals, but the logo comes primarily from the name. Interestingly, there are few situations where the initials of the company's functional name can be shown visually. Representing a name in combination with a monogram should be no harder than other concept component combinations, but for some reason good examples of monograms that show the corporate name seem to be more rare than other concept component combinations. Even though a logo or word mark showing a corporate name isn't meant to show ideals of the company directly, the style of drawing needs to be compatible with corporate ideals. The greyhound isn't sitting but running, which is appropriate for a company that aspires to move people quickly. The Apple logo is drawn with precision, not haphazardly or casually, fitting for a company that makes technology products and solutions. The fourth kind of corporate identity concept is abstract. Abstract identities show nothing about activities, ideals, or even the names of their respective companies, but are designed with unique graphic or typographic treatments. Chrysler Corporation's five-pointed star and pentagram has nothing to do with cars. Neither does Chevrolet's parallelogram. Exxon's word mark with interlocking X's demonstrates no corporate activity, ideals, or name. And there's no particular overt message in Mitsubishi's word mark. All of these are abstract. Monograms that use an abstract concept are almost limitless. As with all other concepts, even without the psychological ties of the other three conceptual approaches, abstract identities can be effective. However, the shapes of the abstract identities must still be harmonious with the nature of the company and its ideals. These are all word marks that have unique abstract design elements that help make these word marks unique and memorable, as well as useful for corporate identity. Now that we've covered the three possible identity components and the four possible concept approaches, what do we do with this information? We'll cover that in the next video. For more information, go to logodesigntheory.com. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share this with anyone who needs to know more about logo design.